The feeling of abundance is the feeling of well-being. It's the feeling of good attracting. It's the feeling of good creation. It's the feeling of worthiness. It's the feeling of being in the right place. It's the feeling of being blessed. It's the feeling of being fortunate. It's the feeling of being in the right place at the right time. It's not just my point of attraction. We're speaking from you. My point of attraction isn't just about money flowing. It's about ideas flowing and people flowing. And when people and ideas and money flow together, it's so exhilarating to be able to merge all of those things together, of people and places and ideas and the means to accomplish it. It's ease, it's fun, it's full, it's who I am. I have the leverage of the universe supporting me. The energy that creates worlds is flowing to me and through me. I feel invincible and complete and sure and eager. I feel eager about, you see how it gets going? Before you know it, you're just on top of the world, and and the financial experience in this moment is irrelevant to this equation, because your point of attraction has been enhanced, and you are rich with a vibrational offering that just brings this and this and this and this and this. And besides, the reason that you want any of that anyway is for the feeling of it. And once you accomplish the feeling of it, now you're there where the details have to fill in. It is law. It must happen. It has to happen. It can't not happen. Once you achieve that grid, everyone that you know, no matter how they got there, has that going on. If they're in, and do you know anyone who is finding financial balance but doesn't have the other balance? Of course you do. In other words, the more you work on these grids and the more they line up, then the more you'll feel good in all moments regarding all things. You have come forth from your non-physical perspective into what we see as the most dynamic and perfect of environments anywhere. You have come forth into the leading edge of thought. And you did not choose it lightly. You chose it deliberately and powerfully, with all of the defining power that you as a source energy being have. And you said, I will go forth into this magnificent physical time-space reality of great variety and diversity, for I know within it I will find so much that I can turn my undivided, meaning my source energy, attention to. You said, I know the beauty of this place. And in this place of diversity, the beauty that I'm speaking of is not only the stuff that I think I want, that I would like my nest to be feathered with, but it is the stuff that I don't want that helps me to more explicitly define what I do want. I know that I'm a creator and that I need an environment, a palette of paint, if you will, from which to paint. I know that I need an environment that helps me to focus my mind and choose. And I've chosen in this time, in this body, under these circumstances, this time-space reality, because I knew then and I know now that it will evoke within me clear desire, and that the larger part of me has now, even now, there it is again, become it. I understand, here in my physical body, you say, that my work, my only work, is to come into alignment with that expanded being that I am. And when I do, the look of this place is almost beyond verbal description. As I walk amongst the people, I see the variety of who they are, and I see the power and cleverness of who they are, and I see even more that which they are becoming. And so in the war and in the confusion and in the argument, I see not just improvement, I see a new world erupting, because I see the expanded version of life as a result of mass consciousness's individual focusing in its individual perspective. I stand in my physical body, you say, and I'm living my life as broadly as I can. And I'm squabbling about salt, and I'm worried about this, and I'm worried about that. But I am defining who I am by reaching for source energy's perspective relative to each thing that I live. And as I allow myself to come into concert with that which is source, as I live the details of my day-to-day life experience, I let myself in on the benefit of all of those generations that have gone before. And most important, I let myself in on the benefit of that which I've created right here, right now, in this body, in this physical time-space reality. As we watch you from our non-physical vantage point, the appreciation we feel for that which you are cannot be accurately spoken in words. But we want you to know, as clearly as Esther can find the words for us to express to you, we want you to know that everything that you are living is causing an expansion of that which you are, and therefore an expansion of that which we are. And we revel in that expansion. We never for a moment mourn you're not coming along with us. We never for a moment, frankly, even notice that you haven't come along. We do not look back and wonder if you're there. We only look in our undivided fashion at that which you have carved out, because we know that as we look at that which you have become and hold a steady gaze upon it and offer a vibration only about that if you're listening carefully enough, you will catch the call of source and you will begin moving in the direction of it. And maybe some of you will move closer in the direction of it today, and maybe some of you will not move there until you croak and come all along, but every single one of you without exception will come along with that which we have created. And in all of that is joyful expansion. You did not come into these bodies to have growth. You came into these bodies because growth was inevitable and you wanted to enjoy that growth. The basis of your life is freedom. You did not come to make something happen. You came forth because you knew the happening would be inevitable and you knew you would enjoy the leading edge perspective of it. Nothing is broken in your world. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing needs to be different. And yet everything is constantly changing because it is the inevitable nature of that which is eternal. So as you decide to go with the flow of your eternal nature, and as you stop nitpicking about the way in which you go, and you just understand that you cannot help but go, and you stop comparing yourself to the way others are going, and you stop criticizing them because they're not doing it right, or criticizing you because you're not doing it right, and instead you see yourselves all as adding to the contrast that is adding to the expansion, in time you will find yourselves, as we find ourselves, in love with each and every one of you. And when you love others as we love you, you're going to remember what source is, because you will be it. Here? Yes?
Thank you. My question is about money. I have made a lot of money in my career. I've spent just about all of it. And as of about 6 hours ago, the sale of my company was completed. I am now officially retired, unemployed for the first time in probably 57 or more years. And I should be rejoicing, and I am. People think I'm going to lay on the beach with a drink in my hand and enjoy life. I'll do a little of that.
An hour is about enough of that.
You're right. It's too much.
For you.
The dilemma is that the proceeds from the sale of the business fell far short of what the original projection was. And I'm having trouble not viewing that as that's all the money we're going to have to live on for all of eternity. Now, I've, as I said, I've made a lot of money. I've got a lot of skills that are marketable, but I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going from here.
Well, as we listen to you talking about this culmination that you've been working toward for a while, we can feel split energy about it, in the sense that while you were really ready to close the door on that chapter of your life, you're not ready to close the door on your life.
Right.
And so whenever anyone says that they are retiring, we would far rather hear them use the words, I'm going to begin doing something different than what I have been doing. When you said, I have over my lifetime made a lot of money and I've spent a lot of money, we wanted to say to you, you've breathed a lot of air in and you've breathed a lot of air out. In other words, and isn't it nice that you didn't have to hold that air in? Isn't it nice that in and out, in and out, in and out? And so nothing has changed. In other words, you're going to continue to make a lot of money. In fact, it is our expectation that more money than you have been flowing in any recent time will begin flowing, because you're feeling you will begin, once this all sinks in, you'll begin to feel so much less resistance, so much more freedom. And And the proceeds from the business that you've sold are giving you such a lovely buffer that really takes the sting out of everything, that it will put you in a relaxed position where we believe your creative juices will flow more easily than they ever have before. Also, you have to remember, there's something that we know that you don't know that we keep wanting to tell you because it's beneficial for you to know it, but we don't mind that you don't know it because we know it and we can tell you anytime anyway. But here is the thing that we know, and that is that you have been launching all kinds of things into your vibrational escrow. And one of them is, I will always want something interesting to do. And that defies the basic definition of retirement. And so you're wanting to say, I'm retiring from that while I'm opening the door to that. And we want you to understand that we think everything is right on schedule, and we quite frankly think that part of what you launched over there into vibrational escrow, now hear this, you're really going to like it if you hear it the right way. So we'll be very careful how we say it to you. Because of the power of your being and the determination that you have for life to continue to flow through you, you would never put yourself in a position where it was not a good idea for you to be active, because that need or desire to be active will continue to draw life through you. And if Esther has said, as money flows to them easily, has for a very, very, very long time. It was flowing easily to Jerry before Esther even met him. And for a while she felt guilty once she hooked up with him because dollars began to flow easily to her. And then Esther is teased because one night when the television was showing the lottery numbers, she asked us for the numbers and we jotted them down on a napkin, and those were the numbers. And Esther said, Abraham, would you mind giving me those numbers before they choose them? Would you mind giving them to me so that I could win the jackpot? And we said we would never in all of the universe do that for you, because we would not want to deprive you of the ability to create your own reality. In other words, it's so much more fun for you to launch your rockets and let the universe yield to you, you see. And so you have, without even knowing that, you've put that in your vibrational escrow too. You want enough money to be stable while you are creatively letting your juices flow toward other things. But there are a lot of people, and you may even know some, who have not have any reason to project themselves financially, who have sort of withered. There's something about that financial reason that causes you to focus. In the same way that Esther will say, I shine in a crisis, and we say the reason you shine in a crisis is because the crisis makes you focus. Many people shine in the necessity of earning a living because it causes you to focus. And that focusing causes life to flow through you, and life flowing through you is what life is all about, you see.
Thank you. Sorry for the wrong choice of terms. This is a new beginning, not a retirement.
It truly is a fabulous new beginning. The best is still to come. And if anyone says, oh, you're retired, laugh and say, well, that word got stuck in my throat years ago. I don't use it.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.